Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, before I went off to my first sleep, and I'd actually finished doing the plotting out the moves for the Russian First Army and Special Corps One, and was going on to the Second Army and the 10th Army. There wasn't going to be a lot of, well, I'm almost finished plotting the moves, and then I realized that there were some fresh troops that had been recombined last turn, and of course with this double turn for the Russians, it's amazing. And then I was like, wait a minute, I could maybe rail some people over to Łódź, and I can. Yeah, for a lot of reasons. One, I've already used up for the plotting 3 of the 10 for the Russian rail network capacity. Oh, thank God, man. I went and checked the rules, and at first I was like, oh, this sucks, because, well, I think I still would have been okay. But I think just the Tannenberg game, it's 5. And I was like, oh, come on. But then with the linked, it's 10. So I was like, okay, that's a lot better. So, and that's another thing I'm going to have to start doing is, I did it last turn with the Germans, I think, yeah, because they had a ton and I was going mental with the rail network, is I'm going to write down like a little checklist or a little blank list every time I do a turn for a side, so that way, and then when I, excuse me, when I go to pop somebody on a train or whatever, I'll just write them down, and that way I can make sure I'm not overdoing, as well as that may be a good way for me to remember who was, using the single tracks and so on and so forth. That may be a thing to remember. Anyways, I think this hex, and this was, okay, I should have moved, well, I was even thinking of putting the German cavalry in there, but I wanted to role play it, thinking, oh, that doesn't really, I felt uncomfortable. Okay, if the Germans had left, at least even had left the cavalry to that hex, I don't think the Russians would have been allowed to rail anybody here. Now they can, which is amazing. So this double move is going to be, yeah, super fantastic for them. So I think I'm actually going to be able to rail some things here. And here we go with the dovetailing of, the Battle of Łódź and whatnot, because remember, all this thing with the German Expeditionary Force, this was all just, I just decided to do this because this game is just such a, for me anyways, just such a sandboxy type of a, I don't know if that's a, whatever, you know what I mean? There's just so many, it allows me, you get so many options, and it just also reminded me again of, I'm sure lots of people used to play these things, and hopefully it'll pop up. But you remember that as a kid, I mean, we used to have like I think it was called the Scholastic Book of the Month Club or something. And oh my God, when I saw these things come out, I was like, whoa, yes, yes, yes. I mean, come on. As a kid, you're just like, what? This is amazing. And of course, as we all know, they had like a bazillion stories that you could choose from. And then, of course, one month we get the little thing out and these pop out. I mean, I'm not saying it was like a massive jump in complexity, but as a kid, I thought, oh my God, this is, I think in a way at that point it felt a bit more, each decision was a bit more risky or a bit, I don't know, visceral or so, I don't know, but you know what I mean? I probably wouldn't be using those words back then, but shouldn't even probably be still using them now. I probably don't even understand it properly, but you get the idea. Yeah, this, I guess, Der Weltkrieg anyways, for me it's brought, like, I'm saying a heck of a lot of board games are, like the choose your own adventure thing, but for this, I don't know why it's clicked for, allowing me to do, going, hey, let's pretend, or let's bring out, make this option and, send German troops over to Łódź, and next thing you know, it's happening, and then with the crazy double move because of the introduction of initiative and stuff, brought it, the Russians are now able to respond, and because I role played the Germans made a fatal error that way. So, you know, Jeff's not going to have an easy time of it and stuff like this. I don't know. This has just been, yeah, pretty incredible. So, yeah, and yet again, I'm like, well, I sometimes I get a bit like, God, like I just watched a thingamajig and I didn't realize I had pumped out so many videos last week. I was like, holy F. Tone it down, dude. But I was like, you know what? I mean, you know, just do what you're doing. Have some fun. People don't have to watch your goddamn crap if they don't want to, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's the way it goes. Yeah, I'll finish plotting these guys off. But it was just this whole thing. Before I went to bed, I was just like, wow, this is really. Like I said, everything is just kind of like neato clicking. The same with the Sun Tzu quotes. I've been having a hell of a lot of time. I will read today's random one that popped up because I don't have a clue what it means. I think I'm getting sometimes a bit of a clue. I don't know if it's what is that comment or thing people throw out all the time? What is it? Good deeds don't go unpunished or something. Because this one sounds like this one. It says. I gotta remember the field of view is amazing here. Rewards for good service should not be deferred a single day. So I'm having a hard time with that one. That's about it. Like I said, I'm really surprised that the Russians are going to be able to hunker down here. So that's going to be... And when I look back on the whole map now with... There's like another conflict popping up here, there, everywhere. It's just like, oh wow, pretty neat. Okay, that's it for about the next 5 minutes maybe.